So obviously we're keeping an eye out on that 4th of July forecast. But of course today those festivities kick off, as Hannah mentioned, and it is looking lovely out there to start your morning. We've got that sunrise coming on up for you, and temperature-wise, it's not too bad out there. Currently looking at mainly clear skies, just a couple clouds over Lake Superior that we see in our live cam. And we'll end up seeing dry conditions throughout the day today. There are some thunderstorm chances late tonight, but that shouldn't impact hairball at all. Now looking at our current conditions, cool once you get along the international border. Drier air has seeped into the Northland, though not completely covering our region. Looking at 60s once you get down towards Hinckley, that's where dew points are still sitting in the 60s into areas like Hayward and then areas like Hinckley. But once you get into the Twin Ports, our dew point has dropped down to the lower 50s. So nice little at least crispness in the air that we haven't had the last couple of days. Now for your 4th of July weekend, we're looking at a dry day today that I mentioned, but thunderstorm chances do begin tonight. We will see thunderstorm chances tomorrow, but it has been trending drier and drier over the last 48 hours for our 4th of July forecast, which is good news, of course, for anyone who's going out and doing anything tomorrow. Now, if you're doing anything Saturday, I have some bad news for you, and we'll touch on that in just a moment. But for right now, high pressure is taking on over. We'll see a lake breeze today as well, keeping us cooler along the shorelines. And then warm front starts to enter the region, and that will bring with it humidity and heat. Looking at a heat advisory tomorrow, and then we'll end up seeing that rain start to develop and move in, especially into our Saturday morning and our Saturday night. Now for Friday, marginal risk out there for the entirety of the region. Main risk will be damaging wind gusts. That is for both today and tomorrow. Looking at today's severe risks, not seeing anything up the North Shore into the Twin Ports or along the South Shore, but once you get out towards the international border, as well as into interior northwest Wisconsin and far east central Minnesota, that's where you have another risk for some damaging wind gusts with some of those isolated thunderstorms that we'll see tonight. And I'll walk you through that here. Today, partly cloudy skies expected. With that lake breeze, could see a little bit of marine fog form, but I'm not anticipating it to be widespread. And then tonight, I'm thinking between around 2 or 3 a.m., we see some thunderstorms move through. Isolated ones into Koochiching County could produce some damaging wind gusts. And then in northwest Wisconsin, it's a similar story there, but a little bit more widespread in that thunderstorm coverage, likely waking you up a little bit with maybe a couple rumbles of thunder into Hayward or Ironwood around 4 or 5 a.m. Those clearing out by early Friday morning, early 4th of July morning, and then we'll end up seeing some pretty dry conditions, partly cloudy skies for most of the day on the 4th of July. It'll be hot, it'll be humid. Make sure to stay hydrated out there. And then those thunderstorms develop later on in the day. This is not what we were anticipating 2 days ago. Looking like now they'll form around 5 or 6 o'clock towards the international border and really struggle to make their way further southeast by around sunset. So looking like might be dry for most of the day on Friday, and that rain doesn't quite make it into the Twin Ports or northwest Wisconsin until we get till Saturday morning. And then when the rain does arrive on Saturday morning, it does last all day, unfortunately, for your July 5th. But for your July 4th, hot, humid, looking pretty nice out there. We'll get up into the 60s along the shoreline today, but 80s inland for that heat index. So we'll be a little bit hot today, not warranted for a heat advisory, but check this out. Heat and humidity tomorrow will warrant that heat advisory with mid-90s, perhaps even upper 90s for your maximum heat index. So definitely got to keep an eye out for that. Stay hydrated out there tomorrow. For tonight, if you're hitting hairball, looking beautiful out there, 63 degrees, that lake breeze. But for trampled by turtles, that's the Saturday that I was talking about, looking pretty rainy, unfortunately, and thunderstorms are also possible there. 7-day forecast, 87's your high for the 4th of July. 30% chance of seeing an isolated thunderstorm, but that is much down from that 60% chance that I had just 2 days ago. Late on Friday night into early Saturday morning, we'll see that steady rain arrive.